Liverpool 1, Napoli 0. Liverpool are through to the final 16.
Come on.
Allison Beckers. If you don't know, you better get to know, bruv. Man's all gassing about how expensive he was. Man come out looking like Batman, bruv, that save, bruv. Cheese!
Mudders.
That save.
Muddy.
When I saw the ball fall through, yeah,
Nah, but it was...
my heart was gone, bruv. I thought that's it. And then he just come through that big ass save. That's what you pay for.
Yeah, listen, we've always said it. We actually said it at the time. And again, I know his name keeps coming up, but like, obviously last season we had Karius in those situations, yeah? And like before that you had Mignolet.
Yeah.
And it's just like, as I said before, it's not like they're rubbish goalkeepers, but it's just, you know, that world-class... Look how big he made himself look massive in that situation. It's not like he dived at mate's feet. He stayed up, make himself big. And it's not the first time he's done that. He done that against Everton. Remember that save against Everton?
Yeah, but the thing is, I've seen people already saying, they're haters basically saying that it was straight at him. It's not even just being straight at him. It's about, like you said, how big he made himself and how switched on he was so late in the game. Those are the moments, isn't it? Those are the big moments.
100%. Talk about you staying switched on. That's exactly it. And no, I'd take nothing away from the striker because that touch...
To bring that down.
To bring that down over matey's head was mad. It was actually mad. So, listen, I don't care what you can say. Listen, haters, say what you want. I don't care. There's nothing that anyone can say to me tonight that's going to annoy me because that's just not... Like, I was nervous.
Yeah.
I was very nervous. I was actually shitting myself, so I didn't think we were going to get through today because Ancelotti, he's actually got it on lock the way he sets up his teams normally. But yeah, man, the performance was just it was just relentless, wasn't it?
It was, like you said, relentless. I think there was a stage in the game when Napoli, they just took a breather, bruv. They could not keep up. There was that
60 or 65th minute when you expect them to come on strong.
That's it. Exactly. You expected Napoli to come into the game then, and it was just all Liverpool. And that's when you could tell Napoli was like, whew, these men are on something.
Do you know what? The one thing I will rate, though, is Ancelotti's substitutions.
Clever.
That left-back was getting torn apart.
Yeah.
He was getting dashed about, but Salah was actually dashing him about most of that game.
You was calling it right from the beginning of the game. You said, this guy's going to get booked or sent off.
Yeah, play on him.
Struggling.
He was struggling to play on it. I think they had a game plan because Coulibaly done it. Who, by the way, signed him up.
Coulibaly, listen. You're gone now. You're out of the Champions League. Come through. VVD and Coulibaly. That's all we need, bro. Wrap it up. We said it in the last video of Coulibaly.
It's Coulibaly, cat. I don't know where he's been, bro.
I'm gonna at Coulibaly straight from this video. Coulibaly, listen. Come through.
Bro, it's the same. He's Mane's boy, innit?
He's a player. He's got serious speed.
There's
everything,
gas,
bro.
weights,
everything.
But, everything. But yeah, so I think the performance was very, very good. It was relentless. The substitutions that Ancelotti made, I was just like, oh, he's actually nuts. Because after that, that's when they came on strong. So I do think they could have done that earlier because they did look like they were tired. And seeing as they only needed one goal, I expected to probably do it slightly earlier. But you could see that he's a world-class manager. That Zielinski, when he came off the bench, was actually causing havoc, and so was the striker. The only thing for me, the one thing I would say from Liverpool's perspective is, and it's address the elephant in the room, but them chances that we were missing.
Sadio, what are you doing, fam? What are you doing? Because them misses there, they're huge.
There's some big misses, bro.
But there were sitters. Let's be honest.
Even Salah, normally he's reserved, isn't it? There he was looking at him saying, "What are you doing, bruv? What are you doing?"
All right, but then let's be, like you said about Salah, his goal, the way he dashed that defender and rolled past Coulibaly and finished that and a nutmeg as well.
I know Arsenal fans will be watching that thinking that's why we dashed Ospina, bruv, because I don't know what he's doing there, man. I mean, I know that there's anticipation and all that sort of stuff, but the one thing you don't do is let to concede stupid goals. You just you cover your bases. This is what's said, and then if you can get there, then you do it. But if he stayed where he was, it would have just rolled to him. Do you know what I mean? And that's what Arsenal fans will look at that and thinking that's why we had to dash this guy because he's not good enough at that time. But I just thought Napoli's defence were under a lot of pressure today.
Yeah, and I think with Mo Salah, we've been saying a lot about how predictable he was. That was a sign of him just like everyone expected him to come onto his left, and I think Coulibaly was shown into the line, and the way he got rolled and left, that's what really happened, right? And he did something which was different and left him for dead.
But my biggest concern was the chances we missed against PSG. The way we won at home. Firmino got us out of trouble at the end, but we were 2-0 up. It should have been 4-5. That's no joke. We should have been 4-5, maybe 6. Today's the same. It could have been 5 easily. So it's those chances that you got to think that worry me because I'm like, the bigger teams. There's a couple of times today when that ball came across the box and Robertson slid to try and put it out, and the guy came onto it at the back post. half of me thinks a better side, a higher quality side is scoring there. That one at the end, Alisson's made a great save, but you want to try and you don't want to be relying on one goal and then smash and grab at the end. You want to put these games to bed. And the chances that they had, they weren't like they were difficult chances. There were some sitters in there. There were some sitters for that standard. Mane's one that you put wide when he squared it. That for me, you've got to be scoring that. 100. You've got to be scoring. The last one, he's dragged it. He's actually pulled it so far wide. Like even the keeper's like, gee, what is?
Yeah, but I think what I was going to say was when he dragged that wide, it actually gave us a chance to have a breather. But I'm saying he should take that away. You can't be missing that.
Bro, do you know what's even better breather? When the ball's in the back of the net and you're celebrating in the corner, and you're waiting for the referee to come over and to tell you that's a breather. That's when you get your breather.
I just can't get my head around this.
I know it does make a difference because 1-0 it would have been 1-0 or 3-0.
Yeah.
It would have been the things. But we had enough chances to make it 3-0. And if you had scored 2, Napoli still would have had to come at you because they needed to score. So that's what I'm saying. It was just like some of the decision making again in the final third. We made so many chances, so you can't be too critical. We've won the game, we've gone through. But I just said clinical. We need to be a bit more clinical. That's the only negative that I can find in that performance. Yeah, I don't like finding negatives, but I just think you have to be realistic.
And Klopp's subs as well for this time. The people like Fabinho, he made some huge headers towards the end of that game.
He did also mess up for that chance that they did have. He was there's a clearance in the header. For when that ball came, when Allison made that mad save, he did look like a bit of a donkey in there. Lovren, when he came up, it looked like he was asleep.
You shouting at it, wake up.
You should be chomping at the bit to come on in this sort of games.
You should be alive, innit?
I'm ready to come, ready to go. But that's the only thing. So, what would you say was your man of the match today?
James Milner. I know everyone has their mixed opinions of James Milner, right? But his decision making in this game was absolutely perfect from start to finish. Every time he got the ball, he was calm. And sometimes as a pass on, you'd be screaming, and he sees, you know what? The situation has changed. I want to turn around and pass it this way. For me, he was stand out today, and he showed his experience in his game, and he led the way. I don't think there was one dude in that whole pitch that played better than James Milner.
If you were watching that game for the first time, if you're a football fan, sorry, you're like a sofa fan, don't really watch football much, but you've ended up watching this game, you look at him and think, that guy must be playing international football regularly. He's got to be. Because he was that good today. I believe people will probably watch this and think, "Oh, you lot gassing him up." He controlled that game. Jordan Henderson, right? For me, Jordan Henderson.
Be easy now. Be easy, bro.
No, but I'm just gonna say how I see it. Yeah, this is how I feel. Personally, he's done everything that he needed to do at Liverpool. He's got as far as he can go at Liverpool. Yeah.
I said be easy. You're talking saying he's done his time, bro. Nah. Yeah, he had a shocker. But thing is,
he came good towards the end of the game. Exactly. He came good towards the end of the game when he made some good interceptions and stuff. But I'm just like, do you know, if you're a Liverpool Football Club, yeah, you've got the best. I believe we have the best centre back in Europe at the moment, arguably. They probably will give or take one or two. I think Marquinhos was very good against us. I think Ramos is obviously he's a boss, but Van Dijk for me is probably one of the best centre backs. We've got one of the top 5 goalkeepers in the world, I believe. Our front three, I'd go as far as saying there's not many front threes that you'd pick ahead of them. Probably the PSG front three you might look at and think, yeah, I'd take them. Barcelona's front three when they're all, yeah, I mean they're up there. That's the sort of the company that they have. But I look at that midfield, and I'm looking at that midfield. I'm thinking, Naby Keita needs time. Fabinho's coming, needs time. Milner's played well, and he's done things very well. Wijnaldum works his arse off. I don't look at him, Henderson, and I don't think of him as, right, that's my leader, that's my captain. I look at Van Dijk and think, there's my leader, there's my captain, right? But I look at Henderson, I'm like, he's too passive for me in a game, in these games. I know he keeps it moving, but I'm sure that Liverpool have the funds available, and they have that, they can attract a player that can do what he does and more. That's my... And I know it sounds harsh. We've just won. He was part of that. He's the captain tonight. Whatever. I get all that. But I'm just being brutally honest. I think if there's a player that you look at and think, right, he can be replaced, and there could be a world-class player, then you've got a spine in your team that's just full of world-class players, proven operators at that level. That's my take on Jordan Henderson. Although I thought he played well, he did okay. So he didn't play well. He did okay. But I just think that there's an opportunity there to go and get a world-class player.
So we are through to the final 16, and obviously we finished second, so we're going to be up against some big dogs who finished first. bring it on.
Bring it on. It's the whole
Last
point.
season we said, right, we was going through games and thinking, where's the big games? When there came a few, I think with Man City, right, we had a big game.
At this stage of the tournament,
I want that big.
in this competition, it's the Champions League. That's what it's called.
about.
So you want to play the best teams. If you go up against a team and you get beat, so be it. You know what I mean? Then that obviously it happens.
And like you said, I think someone said it earlier. I think on BT Sport and that they said that no team. Liverpool are probably the one team nobody wants in this draw.
Especially over 2 legs.
Over 2 legs.
Over 2 legs, you're probably thinking, oof. Do you know, there's always that Anfield side of it. You know, I don't. There's not a team that if you said to me, "Oh, Liverpool got Barcelona," I'd be like, "Oh, sick." I won't be confident. I'm not saying, "Oh, yeah, we're going to beat him," but I'd love to see us go up against Barcelona. You know, Real Madrid over 2 legs. I would love to see it. So I'm saying, look, if we go and get thumped by some team, then so be it. But that's where you want to be. You know, you want to be playing on a Wednesday or Tuesday and not a Thursday.
100.
So,
and then that's it. So on the weekend, we've got Manchester United.
Come on.
Let's finish the week strong, boys, because there's a great victory today, and obviously we're thinking about on the weekend. So let's finish strong there. So
my question, I just want to ask a question, and I'd just obviously this is to people. My view and opinion on Jordan Henderson. Am I being too harsh? Do people think that I'm looking at it as in a way we're getting above our stations? We need to sort of appreciate people like that, or do people agree with me and think that is the position that we can replace with a world-class midfielder?
So let us know. But until then, and until it's a Man United game, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, peoples.
Peace.